Day one of our big bike ride. Woke up this morning and found Linda's rear tire was completely flat. So we're not sure what's going on. We just had these tires replaced. The guy didn't use any new sealant. He said we had enough sealant in our old tires and he just poured it in, but now we're wishing he had put some more sealant in. We pumped it up again. I checked it with soapy water. Couldn't find any leaks. So we do have our pump. I think our plan is just to set off today, do today. If we wake up tomorrow and we still got tire problems, then we can always ride back, make it a 2-day bike trip, or go find a solution for the tires and then try some kind of a truncated schedule. But at this point, the closest place to buy any sealant or anything is an hour away, so that would really mess up our schedule. The other tires are all holding well this morning, so we hope that riding on it, putting a little bit of weight on it, sealing that bead in there better, sloshing the sealant around will do the trick. The ride that we're doing is called a Chihuahuan Desert Loop, and it's published on bikepackingroutes.org. The official length of the loop is 256 miles, and it has about 11,000 feet of elevation gain. The creator of the loop estimated that it could be done in 3 to 5 days. We're going to take 8. We're starting our loop in the little don't blink or you'll miss it town of Pierce, Arizona. It will then take us over to the Chihuahuan National Monument, then over to Animas, New Mexico. From there we're going to go south across the Geronimo Trail to Douglas, Arizona, then up to Tombstone, Arizona, and finally back to Pierce to complete our loop. Since water can be an issue on this route, we went out the day before in our truck to drop off some water caches. We dropped water off at a total of 3 spots, and we were glad we did. We knew then that we for sure weren't going to be having any trouble with enough water. We chose as our home base for the trip the Gold Miners RV Park in Pierce. This was a great choice because the owners allowed us to camp there for a couple of nights and even leave our truck there while we went on our trip. We really appreciated knowing that it was in a safe and secure location.
So we're just leaving. There's the RV park we were camped at in the truck. And now we're leaving to get onto the trail. We're not onto our actual route yet. We've got to do this frontage road and some back roads to get onto our actual route. We have gone maybe 3.5 miles from the RV camp. I'm not sure how far for sure, but Pierce Road right here is where we are intersecting the route, and so now we will actually be on the route. And ugh, my bike fell over. This is pretty washboardy. I need to find some smooth ground.
We turned onto Pierce Road and the wind was at our back, and I think it was also a little bit of a downhill, so it surprised us with how quickly we were moving along. The only downside of it was the washboarding in the road really rattled us around, but we're approaching the old Pierce town site, and then we're going to head on to something called the Ghost Town Trail. This is our first day on our bikepacking trip, and it hasn't been an easy day. I'm still having trouble with my gears. I think it's just something I'm going to have to live with for the duration of this ride. Our tires seem to be holding up okay. It's hot, but it's not as hot as it's going to get later in the week. We got a late start. Stopping for some lunch now and a much needed rest.
We've gone about 19 miles or so. At 18 and a half miles, we stopped and had lunch, and that was at a crest. We had been climbing a good bit, and now we're going down, but it's still pretty rough because it's washboardy, and so you can't go as fast as you would, and it's a little jolty. But at least it's down. Got a lot of these cattle grates we're going over. We've been sharing the road with the cattle. I keep seeing big poop piles. So now we've gone to this red road and it's a little smoother. Thank you, thank you. Oh, what a relief. The guy with the horns is watching us, protecting those little babies. There's lots of little babies, little calves. I'm gonna move over here because it looks like it's a little smoother. And then, oh no, here come the washboard. So I'm gonna look for a spot over here, maybe here in the middle. So I'm constantly zigzagging across the road, looking for the smoothest spot. We are probably about 2.5 miles from camp for today, and we'll be ready. It's also where we stashed 3 gallons of water. We are almost to camp, and I think we're happy.
It's been a challenging day.
Yeah, it's been challenging. We got a late start, and then we've had a lot of delays because of equipment. But we're almost to camp. Yay! I think just over this cattle guard and to the left is 3 gallons of water and our camp spot for the night. Yay!
We made it to our destination for the day. This is where we hid our water cache. So we've retrieved that, and it was a frustrating day in many ways. Had equipment problems. Started off the day with Linda's tire being flat, but it seems to have held up through the day and still feels fairly firm. And then I had trouble with my bags. At one point my pannier bag slipped in, jammed into my spokes, and brought me to a screeching halt. So we had to kind of repack things. But we did make it in about 6 hours, so I'm kind of surprised.
With an hour lunch.
With an hour lunch and with a bunch of stops for dealing with issues.
Barbed wire. I think we need to move that.
Yeah. We're out here. This is our sunset sky this evening. Gentle breeze blowing, owl hooting in the distance. We worked hard to get up here and enjoy this, but it is worth it, I guess.
You guess?
We're almost ready to go. We cached the water out here. We found that by being very prodigal with the water, using it for just about everything, we still had about 1/3 of a gallon left from our cached water. So that worked out really well. Crushed the bottles and just have them attached to the pack, and we will throw them away when we get to the National Monument, Chihuahuan National Monument, this evening at the campground there. And we're packed up and pretty much getting ready to go. It's a beautiful, peaceful night. I didn't even hear any coyotes howl. Kind of disappointed, actually.
Not a super early start, but we only have 30 miles today, and I don't think today will be too bad. It's 8:30. 8:30? It's okay. Tomorrow we have a long day, and the next day I think is a really long day. But today shouldn't be too bad. Anyway, here we go on day 2.
We're turning off here onto a road called the Kuykendall Cutoff. We'll be on this for about 8 miles, and then we join a highway, which we're not excited about, although we will be glad to see pavement.
Pavement will be good.
Pavement will be good.
Just not cars.
Traffic will not be good. So I don't know how busy that highway is. It's 181. We'll find out.
We just turned onto a little country highway. It's paved, that's the good thing. So nice to quit bumping. The bad thing is it doesn't have a shoulder. Good thing is there aren't many cars. We haven't seen a single car yet. So as long as that holds, that'll be nice. And it is nice not to be bumping quite so hard, as that hurts my neck injury that I got several years ago. It's a tender spot. So I welcome the relief of freedom from bumping. So that's the road we're going to take tomorrow. It's a dirt road. Hopefully not too bad. And this way is the Chihuahuan National Monument. Anyone in there? 2 miles to the visitor center. And then I think another mile to the campsite. Coati crossing, I think that said. Not sure how to pronounce that. C-O-A-T-I crossing. Pretty in here. This little canyon in here. Very nice. Nice campground. Not real big, so it fills up. I guess March is the big time for the Chihuahuan National Monument, and the visitor center was quite busy.
We've arrived at our campsite at Chihuahuan National Monument, site number 9 in the Bonita Canyon campground. And look, we have our own zoo right next door.
Aren't they pretty?
I forgot to take my we're leaving camp video this morning, so I guess this is my we're leaving camp video. We're 2.5 miles along the trail, slogging it up.
We've been going up this climb towards Onion Pass on this dirt road, and it's just getting prettier and prettier almost the whole way. It's just It's been in this forest. There's been lots of campsites along the way. We wish we had known that, because we added on an extra 8 miles just going into the Bonita campsite and back out. We could have done those 8 miles on this road, and or part of them, and not had such a long day today. But we didn't know. Also, water was an issue, but there was some water in the creek I saw, so water might have been okay, but again, that was something we didn't know. Climbing. Camera probably doesn't show how steep it is, but I'm in first gear and climbing. Okay, it's gotten really rocky and really steep, and you probably can't see how steep it is on the GoPro, but it's steep and very rocky. I have realized, which is probably common knowledge to most people, that the steeper it gets, the rockier it gets, as all the soil is washed away. So this is very rocky and very steep, and I finally decided to push for a bit. Oh, we're still about 2.25 miles or so from the top, and we thought we were doing so well till we hit the steep part.
That's the road that we've been coming up, and boy, has it been kicking our rear ends. And it's still going. Although we are reaching the end.
We just got up to Onion Pass. It was hard.
Yeah.
We think it's the first pass either of us have ever actually gotten to.
First pass,
the first pass, mountain pass, that we've ever gotten to on a bike. We have hiked up many a pass, and I think that's easier. I think it's harder going up on a bike that's loaded down.
Well, the grade that we were going up on the bike and struggling with would have been not that steep.
Not for climbing or for hiking, but also, you know, as we got higher and higher and steeper, we got those bigger rocks, and it's so hard to keep your momentum going when you're trying to swerve and miss those big rocks, and you go over those big rocks because you can't help it, and it just takes that energy away from you.
We had to stop every At first it was every mile, then it got, less and less till
every
it was
quarter of a mile,
every
100
yards.
feet. So this whole climb was about 14 miles. We're about 18 miles from where we camped, but the climb really started about 14 miles ago. And the early part, we're thinking, oh, we're doing really good.
This is no sweat.
We're making good time. I think we'll be up at Onion Pass by 11 o'clock, and I felt like we had to be up here because we have a very long day. I thought we had to be up here by 12 o'clock for sure, but we might make it by 11. That's awesome.
That was madness.
And then we hit the steep. I mean, we had already been climbing, but then we hit the steep. And, well, it felt steep on a bike. Not as bad hiking, but it felt steep on a bike. And it got rockier, and I just was losing my energy. I finally walked.
Probably the last mile.
To the top, because it just seemed like I did not have the strength in my legs to push it down and keep my balance. So anyway, we're here.
Yeah, we're here.
And we just have 19 miles to go to get to Rodeo, where we're going to eat probably our dinner and do some shopping and get some water and stuff.
Not that there's that much to shop for in Rodeo, I don't think, but hopefully
we don't need a whole lot. Mainly we need more sunscreen, and we need to get some more water, because we were supposed to stop there or near there, but instead we're going to try to recoup our energy and get another 10 miles down which is going to make it what? What did I say that was going to be? 19 plus
44 miles.
18, 36, 37, 47 miles. It'll mean 47 miles. We've never gone 47 miles on our bike, let alone climb a pass with a loaded bike.
Yeah, of course now we have 19 miles of downhill.
We get to go down a lot, but up where it's rocky, you know, we're still pretty slow and cautious. We're not real fast on the down. So it's still going to take some time.
That's still not that easy. On the rocky and sandy parts, we're still going pretty slow, hitting the brakes a lot. And frankly, even on the paved part, I don't like to just let it rip.
I'll go a little faster on the pavement.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go faster on the pavement, but
yeah, but
so we'll hit pavement at some point in this 19 miles. We're not sure exactly where.
Yeah, but I think we have probably another 9 or 10 on dirt though, and dirt is slower. But anyway,
but at least it's down. At least we'll be going more than walking pace, which is what we've been doing.
Yeah. He was on his bike, and I was walking, and we were about the same pace. You were still a little
gaining
faster.
A little bit. Yeah, I was going about maybe
because I was pretty slow.
3 miles an hour instead of 2.
Okay, enough.
This is what we're calling Onion Pass anyway. It's not exactly where it's marked on the map, but it's where we finished coming up and we're going to start going down. So as far as we're concerned, this is the pass.
Whee! We're going down. It's rocky, but we're going down. Woo! I thought once we got up to the Onion Pass, we wouldn't have any more climbing. Ugh. Well, that was wrong. We've had a lot of down and some really rocky, big rocks. So I didn't record because I had to concentrate too much. But now, this is the second climb we've had since Onion Pass. Now it looks like we're gonna get to go down. But all the climbing was not over. But here's some more down. Phew. And it's not as rocky as at the top. Boy, at the top it was big rocks. We were stopping every so often just to let our brakes cool off.
Got some deer on the road. 2 of them have already fled, but this one is brave.
Deer on the road. We did have 3. Yep, they're gone. GoPro, stop recording. Look at the rocks up there. They just look really pretty. Hallelujah! We're on pavement! Ah! We'll be able to go a little bit faster. My phone and take a picture, but I won't do it going that fast.
Yeah. We're
I have to slow down.
riding through this canyon. We're back onto pavement, which is a real blessing. And it's just beautiful rock formations, rock cliffs all around us. These are hidden behind the trees.
You get glimpses of them between the trees because there's a lot of nice trees, but there's a lot of really cool looking rocks. Like there's some finger pinnacle rocks over there behind that tree. Very pretty. This is the canyon we just rode out of. So pretty.
I'm so focused on making up for lost time when we were crawling up the pass at 2 and 3 miles an hour that I'm just blasting by. But some landowner here has put out a bunch of minions fishing and water skiing at the same time. Not sure how they're doing that. Here's one riding a little mini bike, and here's some doing some yard work. We got a lawn tractor and a weed whacker and a lawnmower, and then the final one up there, I don't know, it almost looks like he's pulling the tractor along, but we got this old tractor of some kind, and this minion is pulling it along. Cute.
This has been our goal, not the final goal of the day, but a big goal. And here we are, rest and food. And then I thought it was only another 10 miles, but it might be another 14. Oh, there, that's not good. But anyway, this is a big goal. Here we are. Yay.
What are you finishing up, Linda?
I'm finishing up some delicious coconut shrimp with a really good sauce. We're treating ourselves. So we're going to end up going 48 miles today. We've gone 36. We have another 12 to go. So we've gone 36 so far. But we climbed over 2,500 feet.
And then came down.
And then dropped over 3,500
very
feet
rocky
on
road.
rocky stuff, so it was slow. It wasn't just flying down. So coconut shrimp. Yeah. We just finished the coconut shrimp, and now I'm having fish and chips, and Brian is having a hamburger.
Cheeseburger.
And we're not worrying about carbs.